Every 4 years, millions of people tune in to watch one of the strangest sports in the Olympics. Teams slide 40-pound granite rocks down a sheet of ice while their teammates frantically sweep the surface with brooms. It looks ridiculous, but those rocks gliding across the ice... Each one costs over $600, a full set of 16 runs, close to $10,000, and every single one of them comes from the same place, a tiny, uninhabited volcanic island off the coast of Scotland that most people have never heard of. The island is called Ailsa Craig, and without it, Olympic curling simply wouldn't exist. To understand why these stones are so expensive, you have to understand what makes this island's granite different from every other granite deposit on Earth. Ailsa Craig sits about 10 miles off the Scottish coast, in the outer Firth of Clyde. It's roughly a mile wide, over 1,000 feet tall, and completely uninhabited. No roads, no residents, just seabirds. Tens of thousands of gannets and puffins nest on its cliffs, and the island is now a protected bird sanctuary run by the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. But underneath all those birds is something far more valuable than it looks. The island is actually the remains of an ancient volcano. Around 60 million years ago, magma pushed up through the Earth's crust and slowly cooled into an unusual type of microgranite. The chemistry of that magma was different from most granites. It was extremely low in aluminium, which created rare minerals inside the rock with names like arfvedsonite and aegirine. Those minerals, combined with the way the crystals formed, made the granite incredibly dense and tightly packed. And that's the key. When you're making a stone that's going to spend decades slamming into other stones on a sheet of frozen water, you need a material that won't crack, chip, or absorb moisture. Most granite would deteriorate over time. Ailsa Craig granite doesn't. It's one of the densest granites ever discovered. It resists water absorption, it handles extreme cold without fracturing, and when two stones collide, the granite absorbs the impact and almost bounces, like a spring. Scientists still don't fully understand why this particular granite performs so well, but curlers have known it for over 170 years. There are actually two types of granite on the island, and both are used in a single curling stone. The body of the stone, including the outer striking band where it collides with other rocks, is made from what's called common green granite. It has distinctive black spots where rare minerals clump together, and it's what gives the stone that springy quality on impact. But the bottom of the stone, the narrow running band that actually touches the ice, is made from a different variety called blue hone. Blue hone is extremely fine-grained and virtually waterproof, which means it glides smoothly without getting chewed up from constant contact with frozen water. Kays of Scotland is the only company in the world that makes Olympic curling stones. They've been at it since 1851, when William Kay and his sons set up a workshop in Mauchline, a small town in East Ayrshire. The family got permission from the Marquess of Ailsa, who owned the island, to harvest its granite. That exclusive agreement still exists today. No one else is allowed to quarry Ailsa Craig. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Because the island is now a bird sanctuary, blasting is completely banned. You can't use dynamite or heavy machinery, so every 5 to 10 years, a team from Kays makes the trip out to the island and collects boulders that have naturally broken away from the cliff faces. In 2013, they harvested 2,000 tons of granite, which was expected to yield around 10,000 curling stones. That one haul was meant to last them for years. The granite gets shipped back to the mainland by boat and stored at a secure facility until it's ready to be worked. From there, the manufacturing process is surprisingly hands-on. A team of about 15 craftspeople at the Kays workshop take raw granite boulders and transform them into precision sporting equipment. Each stone takes roughly 5 to 6 hours to complete. The process starts by coring the granite into thick, round slabs. Then the body is shaped from common green granite, and a pocket is machined into the base for the blue hone insert, which Kays calls an ailsert. The two granites are joined together, the stone is shaped and balanced, a hole is drilled for the handle, and the whole thing is polished with pumice and diamond pads. The workshop produces about 35 stones per week. That's roughly 2,000 stones per year, shipped to over 60 countries. For the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics, Kays delivered 132 brand new stones, each one hand finished and individually numbered. And this is part of what drives the price. You've got a raw material that only exists in one location on the planet. You've got an island you can only visit under strict environmental regulations. You've got a single company with exclusive rights and no competitors. You've got a manufacturing process that relies on skilled craftspeople, not factory assembly lines. And you've got a product that has to meet the World Curling Federation's standards for weight size and performance, with each stone weighing between 38 and 44 pounds. But there's an upside to all of that expense. A well-maintained Kays curling stone can last 50 to 70 years. The stones used in one Olympics get refurbished and reused. Clubs around the world buy sets and pass them down through decades of play. So while $600 per stone sounds steep, the cost per year of use is actually remarkably low. The sport of curling has been around since the 1500s in Scotland, and Ailsa Craig granite has been the preferred material since the 1800s, when the Royal Caledonian Curling Club standardised the rules and made Ailsa Craig granite the official stone material. That standard carried straight into the first Winter Olympics in 1924. It hasn't changed since, and honestly there's no reason to change it. Researchers have looked into alternatives. A Canadian effort in the 1950s tried using a different igneous rock, but the stones started chipping almost immediately. Geologists today think granite from similar volcanic environments, maybe in Nova Scotia or elsewhere, could theoretically work, but no one has found anything that matches what comes off that one small island in the Firth of Clyde. So the next time you watch Olympic curling and see those stones gliding across the ice, remember what you're actually looking at. Each one is carved from 60 million year old volcanic rock, harvested from an uninhabited bird sanctuary, shaped by hand in a small Scottish workshop, and built to last longer than most of us will. It's one of the most specific supply chains in all of professional sports, and it all traces back to a tiny island that most people couldn't find on a map. If you found this interesting, check out the video on screen right now, and if you made it to the end, subscribe. More stories like this are coming soon.